I think I just watched absolute cinema. Just finished watching Dragon's Rising Season 3 Part 2. All of it except for the release date. I mean, before the release date. So obviously, Season 3 Part 2 puts us in a really good position for Season 4. Now, in my personal opinion, Season 3 Part 2 isn't the strongest part of Dragon's Rising. I think Season 3 Part 1 was still better overall, but I think Season 3 Part 2 did what it did right now. I'll talk about the first 8 episodes briefly. I've talked about these before as well. First 8 were good. They were nice episodes. They went off track sometimes. I wasn't the biggest fan of Land of Lee, obviously, but then they did do things right there. That was nice. However, episode 18 put us in a weird spot where it was like we're following three teams. There's just 40 minutes of content left here. We gotta figure out how this arc dragon thing is gonna happen, and of course, Raz is in the monastery as well. And you can feel that rush in these episodes. The last two here, let's just get into them here. There's last two episodes, 40 minutes worth of content, about 44 if you wanna go ahead and give it like a number. And you're following four different storylines here. You're following the Raz storyline. You're following, of course, Spectral Land. You're following Mysterium, and you're following the Ninjago. Um, a Raw storyline, let's just get that out of the way. I think they did exactly what they had to do. Raz is an insanely powerful villain. I'm still not sure about if Rontu is dead or not. Rontu might be dead, which, if so, that would be insane. But Raz looks like a villain. He, I think, has the motion icon, even though we didn't see it. He probably does have the motion icon. And of course, he has also kidnapped Master Wu at the end of this. I like the little stuff he had with Mr. Frohiki. That was nice. This was completely fair. I liked everything they did with Raz overall. This was exactly what we needed to set him up for season 4. Now, let's get on to the three plot lines. Number one is Ninjago. I like the entire concept of episode 19, but I think that concept was just so annoying just because it was episode 19. That type of concept, if it was in episode 15 or 16, would have been fine. But when you're in 19, it's genuinely like, why are we focusing on this here? Shouldn't we focus on more important things? And you can feel that sometimes. I think the season should have emphasized on stuff like the arc dragon of focus, where I feel like they just kind of skimmed over it. They didn't skimp over it. They just basically gave us like a bite of it. And I feel like stuff like this is the reason why that happened. But by the end of this episode, both teams succeed, which was the point of this episode, and that's good. The person following Nia was Kai, and that disappointed me a bit at first. Again, I also think Powerlit taking up 5 minutes of screen time makes no sense. Or I think he took up like 3 minutes, but even then, it doesn't make any sense. Powerlit is not the type of character to deserve any screen time. Sorry to say here, especially in episode 19. And by the end of this, of course, both teams have done their share, and I would think that this is the end and they should all be at one place, but they don't. And that's one of the most interesting things this finale does to me. Even in episode 20, it's still a three-way storyline. You're still following three different stories, and I was skeptical of it at first, but when you think about it, you enjoyed it. Of course, Ryu unlocks the Spinjitzu when it comes to the Ninjago storyline. That was a nice thing to see. In the what do you call it? Mysterium storyline, the Rogue thing was nice. Jay is finally back on the team somewhat. That was nice to see. I appreciated that a lot. That they're finally making Jay semi anti-hero now if he wasn't before. So that is very nice. Now he's basically a hero now. I like the fight scenes in both, personally speaking. I think Frack, when it comes to Frack, he kind of just stepped back at the moment. I feel like he should have just said it, but then I mean, I guess they want to save that for season 4, which is fine as well. But I think the most shocking thing they did here was not the Lloyd and Aaron part, which I did like that. The most shocking thing they did here was the Source Council basically falling apart. There's like three Source Dragons left now. Three of them just dipped. They just got pissed off at the fact that these guys tried to awake the Arc Dragon. They just got so angry at that they just left, which personally, I get it, but then we're in a very interesting spot for season four at this point. Season four could genuinely be peak Ninjago because A, we're once again following three storylines. I really like that. One of them is Jay, Nia, and Kai, which is a nice group of characters to be following. The other one is the new ninjas mostly, which is also nice. Lloyd and Aaron is fine, but Lloyd and Aaron still does carry. So I'm genuinely excited for what they do here next up, and I really liked how that finale kind of shaped things. Like, oh, the Soul Dragons are mad. Waz is doing his thing. They're genuinely in a very bad place at this point, and I really am intrigued to see what they do to get out of this situation here. Yeah, no, this was a nice season. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is deserved, in my opinion. They did fumble some things in episode 18, I think. A 7 out of 10 is more than fair for this season, and that's not a bad score coming from me at all. These episodes have been leaked, so I really do think you all should, even if you're leaving it like in the background, just watch season 3 part 2 on Netflix because the show might lose its viewership if we don't, watch it. So please watch it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.